what you're saying is honestly truth, like how a lot of single moms are in denial on why they are single moms or why they're in that position.
Okay.
And I just talk because like I'm a single mom myself.
Mm.
So like when I speak with some of my single moms friends, they they always put the blame like on their ex-partners or
Yeah. Yeah.
like on other men or why their relationships and that don't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I watched your podcast, the one you did last week, and I think when you were asking the girls questions about why are they single,
Yeah.
and everything was just always on because they get ghosted or because they always put it on the men, but
Yeah.
majority of what they said they never looked at themselves
Yes.
and why.
Yeah. I noticed that. I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you were saying about when you go into a relationship to let the other person know what you want or what you need.
Hmm.
But with me, I like just myself, like I just disagree. I think you should never seek a relationship first. You should always seek friendship first before thinking of any type further relationship after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just the reason why I said that is because because today is like casual dating today, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you see, I think it is. So I mean, I'm not saying to go out there and hey, marry me. I'm just saying it's really important to show hey, like I'm not wasting time. Like if I'm looking for something for like we can start as friends, but I'm looking for more, so they know, right?
Oh, so they know that you're searching at the same time.
Yeah. So a lot of people, if you say you're a friend, they'll just treat you as a friend. So I think it is important to let them know, hey, let's be friends, but I am looking for more. So that way, so it's because I think that's one of the mistakes of today's dating culture is we're not telling our intentions of what we want. And I think it is important to let you know because if you were the right person, I totally believe it. If you were the right person, it's gonna work out. You know, if you with the wrong person, you tell them, hey, I'm only looking as a friend, nothing more. Then I think it's important because if that person's only looking for short term to manipulate or use you, and you're saying that you want more, so that way you can eliminate that. You can just stop wasting your time. But that's just my thoughts on it of why it's important.
But you can't. I always see women, or they always talk about how they get used by men, and I always think like, how do you guys get used? Like, what? Like, how do you let it go that far where they use you? That's why I get confused about because they always say, oh, they use me, or they use me for this, or they use me for that. And I'm just like, I can never understand how they get used because you only get used if you let yourself to be
Yeah,
used.
exactly. Yeah. There's so many reasons behind that when people get used. A lot of people are not confident to go find another person. Sometimes that person likes you, they like the person more than they like them. So there's a lot of reasons, but a lot of people are not really confident themselves that if it doesn't work out, you can just move on, right? So a lot of people are not like that. I'm sure you're pretty confident now that if you notice the guy is not treating you the way you want to be treated, that you have the I'm sure you have the confidence to leave, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
But yeah, in
a lot of people.
saying that, I'm not the type of person like for me, I don't relationships like with a guy, I don't it's not important to me. Like at
Mhm.
this time of my life, like I never look for men or at this point I don't think like, oh, I want to get married or oh I want to do this. And in saying that it's because I'm a single mom, so 100% of my focus is around my children and around
Yeah.
them. Yeah, so
Okay.
dating's not an option for me.
Well, let me ask you: were you? Did you say that you're a single mom? So I think there's you have the experience and perspective of a single mom. Were you at some point were you like that, like the other women? Were you blamed all the other men? And did you used to be like that?
Yes. So in my first relationship,
Mhm.
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
I used to blame men until I had to step back and look at the relationship and look at him and then look at me and see if well,
What made you step back? Like, what made you make the decision to step back?
because nothing was going right. So I had to look from the outside in
Oh,
order to see why it's not going right in the relationship. And then when you take a step back and then you actually notice, because you can't carry on living like in a relationship like that,
yeah.
blaming each other on why it went wrong.
Okay. Yeah. So you realize that nothing was working, right?
Yeah, nothing's working.
Yeah. So it's like the common sense, right? Just if it's not working, then do something different. Okay. All right.
Nothing different will just leave. Yeah.
Okay. So and was that hard for you to do that, or was it like because I'm sure most of your
Yeah,
like was it
of course.
okay?
First relationship, man, that is hard because when when you're in a relationship for a while and you believe it's love, but deep down you know it's not love. It's really hard to leave, and especially with having a child with someone, um you try to work so hard on it to keep your family together, not knowing that staying together will may hurt it even more or may
Okay.
not. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It's just yeah. So yeah, you just yeah. So I know for a lot of women that watch, I know that they were really upset with what I said, and I understand there was I understand there's a lot of feelings involved. It's a very sensitive topic. Um,
the only
but
reason why they get upset because they're not open to the conversation. They're not if they don't sit and listen to understand. They sit and listen to have a to reply back to it.
yeah, do you have like do you see that a lot with I mean I'm sure you have friends that are single moms. A majority of the single moms I like that they just don't want to take they always blaming and they don't want to take accountability.
Yeah, some of them, but man, I have like other single moms that I know of and who I know too, who are way opposite of that and are still a strong, independent woman and being
Yeah.
single and do raise really good, really good sons. So
Okay. When you realized that you had to take a step back and reflect within yourself, what was one of the things what was the things that you realized about yourself that you needed to work on to improve so that way you can finally move on and able to find a healthy man. So I'm just interested to hear that your standpoint. Like, what did you realize about yourself? Oh, okay, this is not working. Then I should change this. I should stop doing this. I should change. Like, what were those specific things?
it's being needy.
Being
It's
needy.
because I was a needy woman. Like, like just being honest. If I had
Yeah.
to be honest, I was so needy. Like, um, I needed him. Like, I wanted him home all the time. Like, I never gave him his freedom to want to come home. So his home wasn't like a place where he wanted to be. It wasn't his safe place. It's, where he comes back and lay his head and relax because I was too
Mhm.
busy. I was needy and I was nagging all the time.
Okay. So you're just always need. But where did that come from? Why were you so needy? For him to be always be around. Like, did that come from somewhere, or I'm just interested in that?
Mm, did it come from somewhere? I think it came from um I think it came from when the trust is broken
Oh,
or when
okay.
he doesn't do his part like in the family when he didn't do his part, then I became like, but like I would nag him about like things that he wasn't doing, and then I became needy, like always wanted him close to me because of when the trust was broken.
Oh, did he
Yeah.
break that? I mean, was that trust broken before, like early in the relationship, like something happened?
Not early. The trust was broken after I had a child.
Okay. When you
Yeah.
say trust is broken, what does that mean? Like, what did he do, or what happened?
Like just like cheating, being with
So
other
so he
yeah,
cheated. Okay.
yeah, other woman. And yeah, so it was we were good before the child came and then everything went flipped when the child came because I was different. I wasn't like I wasn't that fun person who can go out or I was at
Yeah.
home always with the child. Yeah.
Okay. So he cheated before the baby.
No,
Before
after.
after okay after the
Yeah.
baby. Okay. and then but you still why did you stay even after he cheated?
Because it's just the thought that you have of, of a family. And
Yeah.
from, like, for myself, like, I came from a broken family. Like, my parents were divorced, and my dad
Okay.
raised all of us. So, just that thought in my head, I hoped or dreamed to have, like, a mom and dad and child,
Oh,
like,
okay.
family. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
because
just
yeah.
that.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. No, no, no. That's I don't know if you noticed, but that's something I always talked about on the podcast where um a lot of women who become single moms, a lot of them come from a very broken home. So a lot of
Yeah.
times when you come from a broken home and you never had that healthy love or that good example to see at home, you seek that early, and then when
Mm.
you seek that early because you didn't have that growing up, and a lot of times when you seek that early in a partner, you're 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 very emotional about it. You overlook all the red flags, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You overlook all the red flags. So uh, when you saw your when you got into a relationship with your baby father, uh, were you if now you have looking back at it now, were you did you just want to get somebody to feel that void that you had from growing up as a child? Like that was like was that the reason why you were looking for relationships growing up as when you were younger when you first started? Did it come from a
Looking.
healthy? Did it come from a healthy place? Like, were you really looking for a healthy man, or because you grew up
No,
that way?
no,
Because you grew up that way.
yeah, my father raised us, so he was a good, like, a really
Okay.
good man. And he taught us a lot of things.